we met as a group after the initial meeting here in Topeka, and we got the manager involved in the unit. Kathy and I came to the first meeting, and got a lot of information. We were still kind of wavering on how we were going to implement things. But we met as a group, had the manager of the MICU unit, which is our unit that we focused on, and had some staff members, pharmacy, respiratory therapy, and staff development. And we were off to a fairly decent start. And then I was off for 7 weeks with surgery, so any momentum that we gained went away. And I'm not sure we ever really got that back. So it was difficult as far as the cusp part, and I told Michelle that we did great on the technical part. We have a very low central line infection rate, but as far as changing culture, I'm not sure we did quite as well there. So we did have the support of the manager in MICU, which was really very helpful. She got her staff together, made the viewing of the video about the Josie King story, the mandatory thing for them. So all of the MICU employees did watch the video. And then we set up that video on the intranet at Wesley so that physicians and other people in the institution could view the video. So we had a pretty good participation rate as far as viewing the video. So, and also a good response with the survey as to how the next person would be harmed. So we got a variety of responses from that. And CLABSI was not one of the big ones mentioned. Mostly it was med errors, bodies, because a lot of MICU patients have Foley's, and falls. That was really the big one, was falls in the MICU. So then we essentially really worked on the technical end, and just a little bit of prehistory before PES. We had a central line committee looking at bloodstream infections. I'm the chair of that committee, probably because oncology patients are very at risk for infection, and I'm the oncology CNS. So we had that going. Kathy, who's our infection prevention nurse, and I would make rounds in various units, focusing on MICU because they had several central line infections. And we went around and assessed dressings to make sure that everyone was doing the same thing. Our dressing is chlorhexidine, biocash, and a transparent dressing. So for all central lines, it's the same thing. So we assessed MICU dressings, had really poor compliance in the beginning, and because we kept coming back week after week after week and educating as we went along, things improved tremendously, and our CLABSI rate went down. So the technical aspect, we did pretty well on that, and I'll let Kathy give you more about the numbers. But we were kind of having a little more difficulty with support from management, and the manager of MICU did come to the mid-course meeting that we had here. She had a clear understanding as to what the project was all about, and so that really kind of fired her up and the staff, and we really had a nice boost from the mid-course meeting. So I'm not sure that that was the issue, but anyway, it really helped us. And so we went on, we learned some things at the mid-course meeting, and our manager did put up a huddle board, of which the staff really likes, and I put that up on the surgery oncology unit where my office is, so that people can keep track of their performance. And that's been very well received by the staff in both areas. And then we also have whiteboards in the rooms that have daily goals. So the ICU has been very good about putting their daily goals up on the whiteboards in the patient rooms. So we did implement some of the things that has helped us get going. And it's really, I think, helped the culture. It's just very hard to measure culture. So I would say we excelled in the technical part and didn't really excel in the culture part because it's so hard to tell just what kind of change you can make. So the difficulty for us in getting rounds going and things for the daily goals and the rounding on a daily basis is because our MICU has 300 different admitting physicians, and there's no physician that's really focused on taking care of the day-to-day activities in the intensive care unit, so it's really difficult. The medical director of the unit has his own patient load, so making rounds on all of the patients was impossible for him. So we didn't really get that part going too well. As far as education for the staff, we do include central line care in our annual skills fair. And I think a lot of other areas in the hospital learned a lot about central lines, and we are planning to include that again this year in our annual skills fair. So as far as feedback to the staff, when Kathy and I made rounds, and I'm continuing to make central line rounds, I always send an email to the staff letting them know what their numbers were, what their rates were, and as far as compliance with dressings. And several times the MICU staff would say, if I change that dressing right now, does that count? That won't count against us, will it? And I said, no, if you change it right now, works for me. So they were always aiming for 100%. You know, those ICU nurses are pretty competitive. So that really helped, actually. So they've been very good, and compliance has been almost 100% for the last several months. So it really did change their practice. I'm going to let Kathy talk a bit more about numbers. She's more the numbers queen than me. Math is not her strong suit. So
it's not mine either. That's why I